and I'm going to skip to Caitlin Clark. I got to tell you, I don't know who is advising her, but she just got some of the worst advice that any performer or athlete has ever gotten in the history of ever. This girl is the closest thing to transforming a game. It's the likes of a Michael Jordan. It's the likes of a Wayne Gretzky. You have a failing league. Now, it's 12 teams, about to be 13 teams in the WNBA. You have a failing league year after year after year. There are more teams that have left the city and went to another city because people are sick and tired of investing in it, and they sell it and somebody else buys it and takes the problem. Okay, the NBA, of the 12 teams, they own, I believe, 5. It's currently 4 or 5. The rest are owned by investors, former athletes. Derek Jeter has a piece of a team. Magic Johnson has a piece of a team. A lot of people have pieces of teams now. The sport brought in the most amount of viewership in its history. 2023, 6,615 fans per game. Add on 48% to that and make it 9,807 fans that were, on average, showing up at the games. One reason, and one reason only. Caitlin Clark. Now, why Caitlin Clark? Is it because she's a girl? Is it because she's white? Is it because she's not black? What's the reason? Okay, the reason is simple. She got massive media. Number one, she is an all-world player. She is the Steph Curry of women's basketball. She can score from anywhere on the floor. No one in the history of the NBA and no one in the current NBA, except for her, can do this. She's must-watch TV, and she's responsible for 48% viewership increase. Sorry to all of those before her, the Cheryl Swoops and the Maya Moores and the Ella Del Don, Skylar Diggins, Brianna Stewart, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, all very good players. None of them are Caitlin Clark. It's not even close. This girl could change. An entire franchise has to figure out a way how to defend this cold-blooded assassin from 25 feet, 30 feet, 35 feet. She could score from half court, like without a problem. And fans want to see that. Average, ordinary people from other sports that never paid its attention to women's sports transitioned over and wanted to see this. And how do I know this? Because I was one of them, and I was watching, and I study everybody that's watching them. The WNBA lost $40 million last year in their highest viewership and the pinnacle of the history of the NBA, which is roughly 23, 25 years. And what just happened? She was made Person of the Year, and she comes out, and I just don't understand. I'm fired up about this, so forgive me. Why is everything about race? Why is it white, black, Hispanic, Asian? Why does it matter what color you are? Why does it matter? You are the best or you're not the best. You could be black or you could be white. Michael Jordan was black. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter in the history of the world. He was black. Larry Bird was an amazing player back in the day, right? He was white. Okay. Jonathan Kuminga, who I mentioned from the Golden State game last night, one of the best young players. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know where he's from. Angola or something. What does it freaking matter? So she comes out and she says, and I'll tell you why my opinion is, and I think it's universal now. Somebody got to her and somebody's giving her really bad advice. And they have tried to transform her into somebody that she's not. And enough of the studying of her, I kind of know what her beliefs are. I know where she stands politically. At least I thought I did. You know, she's been kind of, dropping breadcrumbs of hints of where she stands on certain things. And in this ilk here, I don't think this is in line with what she feels. But here's what happened. She was bullied from the moment she stepped in. There is enormous jealousy that she was a media darling at Iowa, and her Final Four run, championship run was so amazingly covered, and the things that she did, rightfully so, people were attracted to her game, and she was a marketable player. Okay, nice personality, steady minded, well educated, the whole nine. Now she comes out and says that she's uncomfortable because of white privilege and that she wants to support all the black players. Well, I believe the WNBA is 90% non-white players. We'll say 90% non-white players. And I don't think she was respected or received well because she's so incredibly good and that much better than everybody. And she's white, and they didn't like that about her. And there were people, hip checking her and knocking her to the floor and elbowing her. And she wasn't accepted. Yet she had a historic season, the likes of which the league has basically never seen. People before her that helped bring the league along, like Cheryl Swoops, as an example, who was a great college player and then was a great NBA player, they disliked her. And so what just happened, right before I came on the air, I can't believe what I just saw. The acceptance of the actual person of the year for Time Magazine, they dressed her in skimpy clothes with almost nothing on her upper half. This is the most down-to-earth, next-door girl that you can ever imagine. And they've got her hair slicked back. They've got her completely customized into something that just looks awkward and doesn't look like her. It doesn't match her personality. And this is all fixed to meet this narrative. And then this is really what I saw right before I came on, is I saw an interview after she received the award. And if you haven't seen this, I encourage you all to log on. It's on X, it's everywhere. Log on and watch her be interviewed, sitting down in the couch on a chair, a couch chair, whatever. And this, not a spaghetti strap, but this is, she's basically hanging out. She looks so uncomfortable in her skin. She's constantly going like this, and she's bending over as if almost to cover herself up. And it's like, why did this woman allow this to happen to her career? Who in the NBA, WNBA, or the NBA, which is owned by 5 teams, who in the world thought that this was a great idea? At the peak of your viewership, you got in 2025 and 2026, you're expected to get, I think it's something like a $2 billion influx of capital. Now, what do you think is going to happen? This woke ideology, it strikes again. And we didn't learn anything from Bud Light. We didn't learn anything from these others. And you're going to see a mass exodus of everything that they gained and all the progress they made. You're going to see a complete reversal now. You're going to see the people like me and other people that really took interest in the game because of her be turned off by what she just did. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it's being forced down our throat. And I think America spoke when people want to turn on a game to watch a game. This is an escape from all the political stuff. This is an escape from all the race-related stuff. This is a entertainment, option to watch, to enjoy, to follow, and they just had to do it. They just had to take the biggest square peg and try to stick it in a round hole, and they tried to shove it down all of our throats to get us to somehow believe whatever this is. And I think it's going to backfire in the worst possible way. I don't know who signed off on this. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. I was watching it she has her own report, the Caitlin report. And somebody, Jason Whitlock, formerly of ESPN and Fox Sports, he's got his own show called Fearless. And he was getting into it with the person from the Caitlin report. And I'm watching this, and I weighed in on it as well. And they got all offended by that. This is who she is and so forth. And, Jason was saying, how much he loved her game and the way that it was. And it's like, he's one of, it's going to be millions. And I don't, 13 teams, 5 teams owned by the NBA, the rest owned by investors. The most marketable star in its history, maybe the most marketable star since Michael Jordan. I know that sounds like a lot, but WNBA, which was just, it's been a flailing league forever. But the NBA is a money making machine, and they threw money at it forever until they found other people that got interested. But they changes hands a lot because these guys don't want to lose money. They're tired of losing money. What is the point? So you get the break of a lifetime, right? You get all the eyeballs on you, and then you go do this. It's stunning. It's going to be interesting to watch how this all plays out. I don't think it's gonna go well. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, I'll eat crow. Shoot me the email, shoot me the text, the messages, whatever. Blow up my phone. Fine. I don't think I'm going to be wrong on this one. America has spoken countless incidents before this, and this is going to turn so many people off. It won't to everybody. There's going to be a faction of people that like this and are glad that she did this, and they're going to rally behind her. But in the grand scheme of things, with what that league needs, they needed the fringe people. They needed the people that would not, and other, the U.S. women's soccer team had a huge push, whatever it was, 8-10 years ago, when they made that great run. Everybody came in and wanted to see it. And then you had Rapinoe, or however you say it. I'm not even going to go there. I'll just leave it at that.